Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I am going to share three things with you. Two battles and one fact from the recent AMA with Aggroed, specifically addressing the bots issue. He had multiple comments in there asking about bots, pointing out that bots are a problem. You guys have asked me to comment on Fire King, the guy with like 1,000 bots, and he's just churning out those bronze level accounts that are, stealing dark energy pools from the entire system. That's how people frame it. I think it's a little more complicated than that, but I would argue I'm going to share my ideas around that in this video. But first, let's watch this battle. I'm currently trying to do some rank grind, but it's a little hard with the server. I haven't had many problems this morning. Well, I haven't had many problems this afternoon, but this morning I was having problems, and yesterday also. So please let me win this one. I'm so desperate to climb. I fell dramatically as a result of... Wow, I am effed. I fell dramatically. Yeah, I am effed. From like 2950 to 2770. So I'm definitely not on leaderboard right now. We will get back there. We have 5 days. I'm confident we're going to get 10,000 DEC for sure, but I need to prove it, not just say it. Now, that's an update on the rank battle. Now I want to show you specifically this battle that I just launched a few minutes ago, and I think it goes to add value to this argument around speed becoming new meta, especially as you see in this context who I'm facing up against. And let's load it up and we'll see. So I'm running Byzantine Kitty. I'm going up against Mylor. My team is going to be simply the Nightmare. The Nightmare at level 8 has 6 speed, it has phase, it has blast, and I'm going to have True Strike on my monster because of Kitty. The rule set included in this mode, it included Enrage. So whenever your monster takes damage, his speed goes up, his melee goes up by 50%, rounding down. So knowing that, I've seen that this Nightmare is like a very, very powerful card in that context. Look at what I'm up against. It doesn't look like I'm going to win. They all have thorns. There's 4 of them attacking me. I have 1 monster attacking. Let's watch what happens. Oh yeah, and so Enrage and melee only. Those are the two combat functions. Look at my speed. I'm at 12 speed right now. 12. That's a I'm gonna slow this down a little. At 12 speed, if you come at me with 1 or 2 speed, you just can't hit me. Mathematically, you cannot. Right now, check it out. Elven Cutthroat is quite speedy with the 8, but still, I've got a 40% chance to dodge her. And then add to that the Kitty's Heal and the high hit points of the Nightmare. Why is this card so cheap? Yes, this is a specific context. This isn't every single match. But when you have a deep deck full of different options that allow you to play in certain niches, you're going to win those niches and then more broadly have generalized success. There are times where you need to have a Cornelius. There are times where you need to have a gelatinous cube. There are times where you need to have speed. And I would argue when Enrage is on, melee only, even when it's not only melee only, when Enrage is on, and you have enough mana points for Kitty and Nightmare, I love this combo. The speed of 12 speed is so bananas. He just can't. He's hitting at 5%. He's got 5 speed. He's missing 70% of his shots. So, speed is everything. And this card is very inexpensive. This is one of those cards that is definitely being slept on. Again, this is just a unique context, but you guys asked me for this kind of thing. In certain game modes, who's really important? What monsters are really powerful? Nightmare is really powerful when the game mode involves Enrage. And how much does that monster cost? What are you talking about? No cards. And the last thing we're going to get into after we look at this, 13 cents per BCX. This card is one of the cheapest cards available in the entire game, in the entire marketplace. Look at cheapest, let's see, 4, 8. It's the 10th cheapest card in this game right now. And it's an excellent tank. With this at the highest levels, it has 7 speed. And if you're playing this in Diamond or Champion, it's going to have 7 speed. So the description I just provided is going to be even more significant. Crazy. Plus the phase. So it's not even just the fact that Nightmare is going to dodge melee, archery. It's also going to dodge magic. I love this card. Now, moving on to the last thing, we have a little clip from the AMA. This was posted on YouTube. And this is Aggroed answering a question about what are we doing about bots. I want you to hear what he says. They actually have new plans. They're actually going to approach bots from a different angle. They've long said, and they actually stand by this, but they've long said, we can't stop bots. People are going to have bots. They're going to have sophisticated ways to kind of figure out that system, even if we say, no, you can't do it. So we just try to make a system that allows you to have fun with your account and make rewards that are going to be meaningful. And you just have to kind of disregard what the bots are doing. But then there's people like Fire King, who has come out and publicly said he's got tons and tons of bots. And you can see the data online. People have found that he has hundreds of accounts. They're all grinding the bronze level. They're really milking those dark energy crystals that would be available to you and me as players in that league, if it weren't being sucked up by all that gameplay, by all that bot gameplay. And then he's also getting 5 rewards per account per season because that's what's being given at that level. That's great for you. If you have one account and you play the game, meaning with your own time, 5 rewards is reasonable. But then when you maximize that, when you kind of break that system and turn it on its head by having hundreds of accounts, it makes it suddenly a farm. And then he can just dump onto the league. And I have a friend who doesn't want me to name his name, but he said he's found the data on how many cards the guy's selling, and it's like $30,000 worth of cards daily. If I misunderstood, I'll leave a comment in the description. But it was thousands of dollars worth of cards that are being grinded by that bot farm. And so it's clearly a problem. And listen to what Aggroed says, because they are clearly taking it seriously. But that doesn't mean they're going to stop bots. Listen to what he says. I have to turn it up, and I hope the sound, I have to play it through the speaker and then grab it on the mic because I don't have the desktop. I guess I do have hang on a second. I've got the desktop. Just let me go into OBS first. Okay. So we're going to drop the AMA here question now. I'm gonna push it back a beat so I make sure I get it.
Coming. It's another set that's kind of like dice or orbs.
Okay.
That's coming.
Popping up on OBS.
Chaos Legion gets out there. Revolution Cafe says bots are getting out of control. What do you guys implement some capture to keep the game human? We're not going to do that. Bots are okay. You know, we're going to do everything we can to make sure that there's not exploits in the economy. There probably are some, mostly around infinite rewards for just paying the summer spellbook fee once. That's probably broken, so we're going to go have to fix that. Do you have any news on how you plan to deal with the no stake bots, i.e. bots not owning anything, just farming the daily quest? I do have some ideas about that, but today is really a bit more about Chaos Legion.
Okay. Hang on one second. He's not done here.
Once Chaos Legion settles down and the community gets their head around vouchers and everything else, then we can start talking about what are plans for how we're going to deal with the no stake bots.
Okay, right there. They have plans for how they're going to deal with no stake bots. What are no stake bots? They are the accounts that you guys are most concerned about. They're the people who have thousands or hundreds of accounts that are grinding at bronze level 3 just to get those 5 season rewards and whatever daily loot chests they're able to manage without any sort of commitment to the game. They're not buying cards. They don't need any cards. They don't need any power. How are they going to resolve this? I don't know. Maybe they need to implement a power level on bronze 3. Maybe they need to red flag certain accounts. Maybe, I don't know. maybe they need to ask for an, KYC. I don't think they're going to do that. I really doubt they'll ask for KYC on every account. There's obviously things they can implement. The Aggroed is clearly saying he has a plan. He wants to deal with no stake accounts. He later says, like a couple minutes later, he says they can't deal with, they can't stop all bots. He said that. He said like if you implement a rule, no bots, people just ignore you and they just do what they're going to do because there's just very sophisticated things you can do to hide your, your the accounts. Like it's essentially, stopping crime. People are going to wash their hands and cover their trails, and it makes it impossible to really stomp out something like that. But if the system is designed in such a way that it disincentivizes that type of behavior, you might just mostly erase that anyways. Because there's nothing wrong with, if you can't play your account, you're too busy and you run a bot on that account, there's nothing wrong with that. It's your account, you put tons of money into it. It's just being played by, it's like, just like if you lent it to me, you gave me the keys and let me play it. But I think we all agree the problem is when people have no stake accounts, they buy 0 cards, they sell every card they earn. They have no interest in playing this game really, or building deck value, or staying really earning, adding on to the community. It's literally a leech on the assets. And so they steal from the DEC reward pool. They steal those cards and they saturate the marketplace with them. They undercut the value you might be willing to pay or sell for your cards that you've earned through time and attention. And so clearly it's a problem. And I think they're working on an answer. That's exciting news. That's all I wanted to talk about today. Check out the Nightmare card. I think it's awesome. I think it's underpriced for what its value really is. And then also, no stake bots. Looks like they're looking for solutions on that. Thanks for your time and attention. Have an amazing day. God bless.